you so much for taking the time to talk with me about Dynamite Love.
Of course.
Thank you.
No, thank you. This movie really shocked me, and in a positive way, when I saw it at the Cannes Film Festival. I'm curious to know, Jennifer, when you read the screenplay, or maybe you met Lynne first and then got the screenplay, but what was your reaction to the material? Because it's so unpredictable and so invigorating as a cinema goer. I can only imagine for you as a performer what it was like.
Yeah, I read the book and was so struck by what the author was doing with just human emotion. And it was just such an incredible character, like a once in a lifetime kind of character, you know, like a woman like Gina Rowland and a woman under the influence. But like, if you could look under the hood and like in her mind and heart of, you know, it was like so detailed and powerful, but it wasn't very linear. So it was hard to think about it as a movie. And then, you know, I think I just sat with it for a minute. And then once I realized that it's not supposed to be literal, it's poetry, then that immediately brought me to Lynne Ramsay, because Lynne Ramsay, cheers for our until slippers. Lynne Ramsay is the only director that I've ever seen that makes cinematic poetry. And I've wanted to work with her for years because I think she's the best director in the world. And so, you know, we sent it. And it took her a minute too, which I expected. I thought you were just gonna like laugh and hang up on me.
No.
But to find your own way into it.
Yeah, it was really interesting process actually, because Jennifer brought the book to me, you know, and I read it, and it isn't linear, and it's a bit of a dark fairy tale, and it's got her character's really irreverent and unapologetic, and you know, there was something so wild about the characters that I loved, you know. But I wanted to sort of find my own way into it. It wasn't an easy adaptation, you know. And so then, you know, started having ideas, like saw it kind of as a bonkers love story as well, of sorts, and found my sort of stamp on it, I guess, as I went forward. And then we talked a lot, and then the script came up, and right through that process, you know. And so it sort of evolved from there, you know. And so the book was for me more a jumping off point to somewhere, you know, where the concepts in it were great, you know.
Yeah.
And sort of taking that further and making that cinema.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned that it's a love story, because I do recall at Cannes, you had mentioned that you felt like critics were not exactly understanding the material, maybe to the depth that you put into it, that all of you put into it, because it is multi-layered. It's about this relationship. It's about postpartum. That's only just a piece of it, though. So I'm just curious, in like the time that it has been since Cannes, has the reception for you gotten to where now you feel that people are understanding and grasping it, or?
Well, I mean, when you make a film, you know, people watch films and they make their own interpretations. You know, I'm a filmmaker. I don't particularly love, you know, speaking about things. You know, my films hopefully speak for themselves.
Totally.
So, you know, it's, you know, but sometimes people do this little, you know, they come up with sound bites and this sort of stuff. And I don't think I think it's a bit more, as you say, layered than that. I'm hoping it is, you know, because I was always looking at it as like, it's a marriage that's been good, and it's, you know, it's probably when they were younger, been, you know, just like really passionate, and then it's starting to sort of crumble as well, you know, but they still love each other, you know, so that was important for me. And also humor was important for me, like that it was light and dark, and, you know, like it had, you know, it had like kind of lots of different dimensions to it, as well as Grace's character, because for me that as well, her character is like, she speaks the truth a lot, and she's quite childlike, and she's, you know, she's infuriating sometimes, but she's also, you know, like, got this kind of force, you know, and something quite liberating reading a woman like that, you know, like, and having a character to work with like that, you know, rather than, oh, you know, I'll give you all the sympathy to her, you know, like, you know, like she's bold, you know what I mean? She's like setting the world on fire in a way, you know? So that was really kind of super interesting for me, because I haven't seen that portrayed a lot.
Yeah. And for Jennifer, for you, I mean, you've given us so many great performances over the years. This is one of my absolute favorite of yours. And part of that is the unpredictability. I never knew exactly what this character was going to do at any given moment. It almost feels like you guys did not rehearse, and Lynne just rolled the cameras and let you and Rob spontaneously come up with reactions to the moment, of what was happening in the scene between the two of you. Is that exactly how it was, or was it something that was more honed in on?
It was, we didn't rehearse in that sense. We
Mhm.
didn't really, we didn't like go over dialogue or anything like that. But Lynn like built the world. And so, we would have really in-depth conversations for a long time before we got started.
Yeah.
Then we all arrived to Calgary like 3 weeks before we started shooting, and then continued having those conversations. Then we had the conversations in the house, and we would just kind of like be in the house.
Mm.
And so this kind of world starts getting in your bones, So by the time we start shooting, she's setting the composition of it. I mean, she's a cinematographer.
Right.
But then she kind of like lets you go, and then she'll find something that she likes and she'll kind of like stick to it. But I was also shocked because like when I think auteur, I think like, controlling, neurotic. And she's the opposite. If she got something in one take, that was it. We'd
Yeah.
like move on. It was really, really something.
And I'm also just curious to know too, as of this recording, you're nominated for now a Gotham Award for your performance, a British Independent Film Award. You had your brush with award success early on in your career. 15 years difference between then and now. Do you still view it the same way? Has it changed for you?
No, it's really exciting. It's, you work really hard on something, you put so much heart into it. And then if people respond to it or people feel touched by it, that's just an incredible feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I want to give both of you your flowers and all the accolades in the world. Lynn, I honestly, I think from all of us, we just want to see more movies.
Me too.
I of course, yeah. But I appreciate that you tell stories about characters that are living on the edge and characters who are complex and don't necessarily fit into a single box. And as someone who's just been a huge admirer of your career for many years, I just want to say how much I appreciate you as an artist.
Thank you.
You as well, Jen, of course. I mean, you guys are both fearless, and this is a very bold movie in many ways. So thank you, seriously.
Thank you.
Thank you.